Hi guys, hope you're well. Welcome again to another lesson. Tonight we're going to cover developing that weaker side. So whether that's your right side, whether that's your left side, yeah, you can do the exercises that we're going to do with both. Yeah, absolutely no problem at all. Yeah, it's just about getting that balance between the hands. Okay, getting that balance between the two hands. All right, it's important that we get this because to be able to play equally and nice equal singles, it's really important that we can keep things flowing and keep both hands balanced. That's the most important part of the playing, really, to get some work and get everything flowing. All right. So again, anybody who's new, just quickly, right hand side of your screen, there's the bit where the questions come through. Okay, let's get your questions in early on so that we can plough through them. Okay, you'll notice on the site at the minute there's something a little bit new underneath the question section, and don't feel any obligation to have to do this at all. Yeah, okay, it's just a donate button from PayPal. Yeah, as you're aware, these are completely and utterly free. Yeah, I don't want to charge for them. I'm not going to charge for them at all. Yeah, okay, but it costs us quite a lot to keep the streaming going and keep moving that forward. In the next couple of weeks, we're hoping to be able to switch between 3 different cameras. So we'll have kind of a talking camera, the main kind of view that we've got now, and then we're hoping to be able to get a foot cam as well, so we can switch between them and start doing some footwork. All right, but again, obviously it all costs money, guys, and we're doing it out of our own pockets, so you guys can get some good education out of it. So if you do feel like you want to donate just a little bit, then that would be absolutely fantastic. All right, so let's crack on. Developing your weaker side. Okay, as I said, right or left, it's totally not irrelevant. It doesn't matter which hand is your weaker side. Okay, we're going to work on it, and I'm going to show you some exercises which you can tailor to cover your side. Let me know who has a problem, who thinks they have a problem with a weaker side. Yeah, is one side of your playing weaker than the other? Okay, let me know. Drop me an email and let me know, and then we can kind of talk about that and put it into a scenario, and then put these exercises into play. All right, I'm going to start with some really simple exercises. Yeah, well, we'll just see if there's any questions there from that. Okay, here's a great book for developing your weaker side called The Weaker Side. Okay, by Dom Famularo and Stefan Chamberlain. Stefan's obviously who Dom is. Stefan is one of Dom's students and teachers in Canada. Stefan's a great player, great clinician, and co-wrote this book with Dom. Okay, it's a great book, but really, really simple. And all I'm going to do is I'm going to show you 2 exercises from it. It's, how long is it? It's 52 pages long. Okay, so really it's a page a week. Yeah, that's the idea of it, to take you a year to move through it. Okay, it's a page a week. I'm going to show you 2 exercises from it. Okay, the first one, really simple. It's a great book because what it does is, rather than having rights and lefts, it has S's and W's, strongs and weaks. So you can tailor that and move that and put that to be what you want it to be. All right, that's the important thing, that it's totally tailorable to what you want it to be. Okay, so all we're going to do, we're going to play some triplets. Okay, we're going to play a bar of triplets repeating. Yeah, anybody real beginners? Triplets, 1 triplet, 2 triplet, 3 triplet, 4 triplet, or 1 ender, 2 ender, 3 ender, 4 ender. Okay, 1 ender, 2 ender, 3 ender, 4 ender. 1 ender, 2 ender, 3 triplet, 4 triplet. Okay, and what we're going to do is we're going to play the first note with our strong hand. So for me, this is the right hand side. Every other note in this bar is going to be played with your weaker side, which for me is the left side. Okay, so I'll play it for you really, really slowly. It's going to go 1 triplet, 2 triplet, 3 triplet, 4 triplet. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1 triplet, 2 triplet, 3 triplet, 4 triplet. 1, 2 triplet, 3 triplet, 4 triplet. 1 triplet, 2 triplet, 3 triplet, 4 triplet. 1, 2, 3, 4 ender. 1, 2, 3, 4 ender. 1 ender, 2 ender, 3 ender, 4 ender. Now you can play this either, like we've talked about before in the hand techniques and the what and how lesson, you can play it formally or informally. So you could play it with a wrist motion, 1 triplet, 2 triplet, 3 triplet, 4 triplet. Which tends to give it that kind of staccato kind of feel, yeah? Or you could play informally with the molar and actually use the molar whip from the molar lesson. 1 triplet, 2 triplet, 3 triplet, 4 triplet. Which makes it flow much more. To me, that sounds so much nicer. That makes it flow, makes it sound so much nicer, okay? So, the reason for this, the reason pretty much for the entire book, is that if you've got, let's take it in that it's my way around, which is the left hand's weaker than the right, okay? The right hand is here, the left hand's here, yeah? If we did this, we're doing exactly the same with both hands. So we've got the difference. All that's going to happen is that both hands are going to get better. The difference has not got any smaller, it's just that both hands got stronger, but the gap still remains. Okay? So the idea of the book is that we do nearly all of the work with our weak side. Nearly all of the work with our weak side, which means that as it moves forward, the gap starts to close. Okay? Hopefully that will make sense to you. I'll say that again to you. If we practice both hands doing the same thing for the same amount of time, then this is going to happen. Okay, yeah, it will get better, but the gap's not going to get any smaller. Okay? If we do much more with our weak side, the gap starts to close. Okay? There's only a handful of drummers really, you know, in the world that have got equal rights to lefts. Yeah, there's a handful of them. You're not, you know, it may not be that you might not get there, but the idea is that it's going to get really, really close, really, really close. Okay, so that's the idea behind the exercise, to get the triplet working. Okay, and it's really simple. Yeah, if you do this for 10 minutes a day, perhaps, or 5 minutes on this one, or 5 minutes on the next one, you'll start to see that difference. Okay, I'll play it again. It's really easy. 1 triplet, 2 triplet, 3 triplet, 4 triplet. 1, 2 triplet, 3 triplet, 4 triplet. As you start to move it forward, if you can do it with a click, great. You can start to speed it up a little bit. Okay? Really, 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 really easy. All right? I've just got a quick question here. Let me just answer this. Mark the Shark. What I struggle with is leading out with my weaker hand, so fills along the toms. I'm always leading with my right, which limits what I'm able to do. Okay, cool, right. So this is going to help you. Okay, this is really, really going to help you. Okay. I'll go into more detail with that in a short while. Okay. That's the first one of the exercises. Yeah. Now, if you want to put that on the kit, there's a really sort of easy, straightforward way to play that. Okay, and that is to play like a sort of 12/8 triplet bass groove. Yeah. If I play it right-handed first, you'll be able to see. So all we've got to do with it now, as we've been working on the triplets on the pad, when you get that kit time, is to play the same groove, open-handed. Okay, open-handed meaning being so the hands are not crossed. Yeah, there's crossed, open. Okay, show you that. Okay, so again, really straightforward, really simple exercise. Yeah, as you've probably noticed by now, nothing that I really do is particularly difficult. Okay, it's all using common sense. Yeah, if I'd have had the common sense to write this book, I would have written it, because it's a really good selling book, and it's just so simple. It's almost like, oh, why didn't I do this? Yeah, it's really, really obvious. Yeah, okay. So that's the way to get the triplet to work. Yeah, it's to do much more with your left hand or your weak hand than you're doing with your right or your strong. Okay, so that is literally exercise 1, page 1. Okay, there's a million triplet exercises. If we go right through page 7, 8, 9, they're all just moving, displacing the sort of the strong hand. So we might go. Or, yeah, and start moving that strong hand. It just keeps you thinking so you don't get too bored with it. Yeah? Right through to page 11, which is exactly the same exercise. Again, great, but now in 16th notes. So we're just playing the 1 with the strong side, every other note with your weak side. 1E and a 2E and a 3E and a 4E and a 1E and a 2E and a 3E and a 4E and a 1E and a 2E and a 3E and a 4E and a 1, 2E and a 3E and a 4E and a 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1E and a 2E and a 3E and a 4E and a 1E and a 2, 3 and a 4E and a 1E and a 2E and a 3 and a 4E and a. Yeah? Again, a ridiculously simple exercise. You can move the strong hand, 1E and a 2E and a 3E and a 4E and a 1E and a 2E and a 3E and a 4E and 1E and a 2E and a 3E and a 4E and 1E and a 2E and a 3, the 4E and a 1E and a 2E and a 3E and a 4E and yeah. It's just keeping this left hand either formally, so moving from the wrist, giving the sort of really even sound, or with a molar, which I find much easier. If you traditional grip, dead straight, or with a molar. Yeah, you'll start to feel the difference within the space of maybe a week. Yeah, if you really do it, yeah. The only person that's not going to benefit from it is the person that doesn't do it. Yeah. If you don't do it, then yeah, it's not really going to help you. Obviously. Yeah. Okay. I'm not a miracle worker. I'm giving you this advice. You've got to take the advice and you've got to do it. You've got to go back through the archives, look at stuff. If there's something that you're struggling with, yeah, see if there's a lesson there. See if there's a lesson there on it in the archive. If not, get in touch and let's see if we can put a piece together. A lesson to go with that. We've just got a couple of questions to look at, but let me just show you again an example of a groove that you can play doing this exercise. Okay, a simple 16th note, one-handed groove. Yeah, so you will play 1E and a 2E and a 3E and a 4E and a, yeah, and we'll switch hands. Okay, so again, it's really simple, yeah? Really simple, okay? The key to it is, now, if you're a little bit more advanced, yeah, obviously you can play it a little bit quicker. If you're just starting out with it, play it nice and slow, yeah? If you've got the coordination to be doing it, it's quite a good coordination builder as well. And that's to be able to just start to mess with the bass drum pattern a little bit while you're doing it. So you're getting kind of a coordination workout, and you're also getting a left-handed or a weak side workout as well. Okay, so just showing you the possibilities there. Really, really, really nice exercise, yeah? Before I get to these questions, which I will get to, I promise, guys, yeah? They're the real simple ideas, yeah? Triplets, playing the first note with your strong hand, every other note with your weak side, and then putting that on there into a 12/8 kind of bluesy groove, yeah? And then 16th notes, yeah? First one, 1, E and a 2, E and a 3, E and a 4, E and a. Going to massively move you forward, yeah? And then putting that into a sort of R&B kind of hip-hop thing, yeah? And then start to do that. One of the best things, one of the best grooves to play with this is to switch just a really simple, basic shuffle, yeah? And then switch it to being open-handed, and you'll get a real nice workout. And it's also a really good workout for working on your double strokes as well, okay? So I'll play a couple of bars and I'll switch it. Yeah, it's only going to be simple. You don't need to play, you know, a Purdy shuffle or anything. You don't need to play any kind of different shuffle, yeah? Just play it as it is. Maybe you slip into a half-time shuffle at some point. That's cool. Okay, so again, just something that you can have a mess with, yeah? Something that you can really have a mess with. It's just taking your favourite grooves and trying to play them open-handed, yeah? If we play a normal groove, a normal 8th note groove even, yeah? The left hand, or the hi-hat hand, sorry, which would normally be my right hand, is doing way more work than the left hand. So let's switch those around, yeah? Let's try and close that gap. Yeah, I know it sounds really, it's common sense, yeah? Okay, but that's the way that it is. Yeah, it's really simple. Okay, let me get to these couple of questions. All right, Tim. One thing I find difficult as a right-handed player with a weaker left hand is playing a groove with 8ths on the right hand hi-hat, which includes 16th note doubles on the left hand, where the first note is between the 8th note and the second one on the 8th note. Okay, find it very hard not to accent the second 16th note and flam it as a result. The other way around with the first of the 16ths on the 8th note is much easier. Hope that's clear. Okay, let me think about that for a second. Yeah, so you're playing an 8th note groove, right-handed, and then you're playing 16th notes, doubles on the left hand, where the first note is in between the 8th notes. Okay, I've got an, yeah, I know what you mean, yeah? So you're kind of playing, I think, just let me know if this is right, Tim, if this is what you mean, yeah? Let me know if that's what you mean, Tim, or I'll just read this other question. Mark, struggle with leading with my weaker left hand, so fills all under toms. I'm always leading with the right, which limits what I'm going to do. Yeah, in a way, yes, you're right, Mark. But don't forget, if you're playing a right-handed kit, you know, really it's going to go this way. Yeah, so a right-hand lead is a good thing. Okay, the right hand really, you know, if we had another tom, the right hand lead is the way that it's going to go. Otherwise, you're going to end up crossing over your hands and things. Yeah. Okay. The one thing you could do is look at moving around the kit. A nice simple exercise, which is a paradiddle diddle. Okay. So we can probably all play a paradiddle diddle. Right, left, left. Okay? Can we play it the other way around? Yeah, so what we're going to do is, we're going to play this. Tim, don't forget to let me know if that's what you mean, mate. Paradiddle, diddle, paradiddle, diddle, paradiddle. Okay, so two paradiddle diddles and a paradiddle. Which is going to leave you ready to repeat it left-handed. Play that for you. Okay, so that's where we're looking, yeah? Paradiddle, diddle, paradiddle, diddle, paradiddle, yeah? And then moving it back the other way, okay? So it repeats and goes onto the other hand. You okay? Right, so let's just have a look at it, and then you can start to move it around the kit a little bit. So you can move it, start to move it round. It's just going to get that left hand used to going this way, yeah, because it's leading, yeah. It really is leading even, yeah, the way around, yeah. And then you can start to play it. So if you played. Paradiddle, diddle, paradiddle, diddle, paradiddle. It's really open. There's none of this crossing stuff. So if you look at that paradiddle thing, that will work. Yeah. Okay, so you can see that's certainly one option, is to start to get that to flow, yeah. And it really is just about getting that left hand to have a little bit more facility around the kit, yeah. Just to have that little bit more facility around the kit and get it to flow a little bit more, yeah. Mark, let me know if that helps, mate. Okay, so Tim, we're right with that, yeah. Okay, so what we can do with it then? Let's just recap it again. Okay, so again, I can see exactly what you mean, that you're getting, let's just go back to your question again. You're getting one of them to be much louder, not to accent the second note, okay? Okay, the easy way to do it is, what you're actually doing, if you're accenting that second note, yeah? Tim, have you been on before? I don't know whether you have or not. If you've not, welcome, mate. I don't recognise the name, okay? If you're accenting the second note, what you're actually doing is playing something called a pull-out, okay? So what that means is you're doing this, grace note and an accent. Okay, so that's what you're actually doing. What you need to do is think about keeping both of those notes the same. Okay, so let's go back to where I was before, which is with the open-handed shuffle. Yeah, and I no doubt that when you play the open-handed shuffle, you will play it like this. With that pull out in there. What we need to do to get this the groove that you're trying to get to work is to try and even out those two notes. So when you play your shuffle, you're open-handed shuffle to work on your left side. Let's do this. Making sure that you are keeping both of those notes the same. Yeah. The key to most of this stuff is, if you're struggling with something, is to slow it down. Massively, massively slow it down. Okay. So, Tim, when you're playing this exercise, when you're working on it, here's where it is. Go back to, Tim, go back to the what and how video in the archive, okay? And have a look over that, because it really is, it's not what you're playing. You know what you're playing, you've described it really well to me. It's how you're playing it that's the problem, okay? So you're doing this pull out, yeah, to which is perfect. I actually did one in there. It's the most natural way to do it, is to play a pull out, yeah? But when you're trying to get both those notes the same, it's not needed. Okay, so really go back to the what and how one, and it goes through and really gets you thinking about how you're actually playing things. Not what you're playing, two separate things. What and how. What you're playing, yeah, great, you know what that is. How are you playing it? That's the thing that you need to think about. Okay, hopefully that's helped you. Hopefully that's helped you. Mark, that's answered your question as well, mate, which is brilliant. Exactly the sort of thing I was after. Lovely, lovely job. Let's see what else we got. Okay. We got Sam. Where's Sam? Wow, Sam in New York. Wow. Must be what? 3 o'clock, middle afternoon or something, Sam there. Thank you very much for joining us, mate. Thank you. Okay, so let's have a look. Let's have a look. Sam, what are we saying, Sam? Sorry, we've got loads of questions coming in at the minute. Okay, is there? Sam's asking if there's any sort of jazz exercises or things like that that could work on getting that left in. Yeah, absolutely, absolutely there is. Yeah. Okay, let me show you what it is. Really easy. It goes right, left, left. Right, left, left. This is a grace note. It's going to do 10 times the amount of work that the right hand's going to do. Okay? Play it slowly. I'll gradually speed it up and I'll develop it into this. Let me know, Sam, if this is the kind of thing you're talking about. Basically, let me know, Sam, if that's the one you're looking for, mate. And basically, it's here. right, left, left, 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 right, left, right, left, left, right, left, left. You just do that as a snare drum exercise. It's really nice to get some control out of that weaker side again. Yeah, it's not the same as what Tim said in terms of that. It's actually kind of making it into a sort of triplet feel. Yeah. Okay, and again then, if you want to get a little bit more creative with it, you can start to open up your right hand, change that into kind of accent pattern. Yeah, obviously it takes a little bit of doing because you need the control in the grace note. But again, we've done the grace note exercise, so you can go back and look at those grace note ones. Yeah, it's also great in an eighth note groove. Yeah, just gives that left hand something, you know, a million times more work, and that's what we need to do. We don't want to. I'll tell you a little story. I'm not going to name any names here. Yeah, I had up until recently. He's actually recording another album at the minute. They're back in the studio, so that's the full focus of it. For about 2 or 3 years, I've taught a guy who's a fairly in a fairly well-known band. Okay, I'm not going to say any more than that. Yeah? They've had 5 number ones and they've had a couple of number one albums, and they did a World Cup song. I think at one point, yeah, and yeah, it got into a situation of playing just the left hand on 2 and 4 for ages and ages and ages. Yeah. Playing the left hand ages and ages and ages for 10 years in the band. Boom, ja, to the point where it had kind of almost stopped working. Yeah, to the point where it had almost stopped working. Yeah, okay. So we had to go back and start to build up that left side. Yeah, nothing wrong with the groove. Hell of a drummer. Yeah, but that left hand had done so little that we had to rebuild it all because it's literally just slammed in on 2 and 4. Real solid groove, 2 and 4, that great backbeat. Yeah, okay. But that left hand had not done anything for 10 years. Yeah, okay. So we started again, and it's all kind of coming together now. All right. So a little story. It happens to a lot of people. If you don't use it, it will kind of go away. Yeah. All right. So let's have a look. Tim, I've watched but not asked this question before. The left just subconsciously wants to follow the downbeat of the 8th. Yeah, definitely doing the pull out. Thanks for the suggestions. We'll work on it. Good. Yeah, great stuff, Tim. That's exactly what you need to do, mate. You need to look at the control strokes and the pull-outs. I think hand technique, perhaps, it's one of the archive videos we've looked at. Yeah? The difference between a control stroke. So you've got a control stroke, which is an accent and a grace note. And then a pull-out, which is a grace note and an accent. What you're aiming for, I think, in that particular thing is keeping both those notes the same. Yeah, okay. So let me show you the little double left fill-in grace note thing with an 8th note groove. Then we'll check another question, see if there's any more, and then we're done, guys. Thanks for your questions. It's been great. I think there's quite a lot of people on at the minute. 3 or 4 of you asking questions. Yeah, okay. But this is good. This is good. Okay, Chris Lee, the left hand only playing 2 and 4 is exactly my problem. Yeah, there's a million drummers out there, Chris. It's not just you, mate. Yeah, there's a million drummers out there that have just spent, 10, 15, 20 years even, playing in the bands and practicing doing this. Okay, and what we need to do is really start to get this left hand moving. Yeah, it's never going to get better if it just sits there going 2 and 4. Yeah, if we're doing 16th note groove with the right hand, 16 times we're playing, moving this hand in a bar twice. It's never going to happen. Yeah, you've got to start doing much more with your left hand. Yeah, okay. So let me give you this 8th note one, and then I'll start to speed it up, and I'll have to show you what you can do with it. Okay, so it's, you know, again, just takes a little bit of control. All the lessons are building in there. All this stuff's possible. Work your way through them. Work your way through those lessons. That's kind of, it's kind of in the same vein as the famous sort of Bonham bass drum triplet thing. It goes in exactly the same place, so you're putting it in the left hand instead of the right foot. Yeah, the Bonham thing would be. Okay, so recap. Triplets, open-handed or on the pad, replacing notes. 16th notes, hip-hop groove, 12/8 kind of blues groove. Yeah, to mark with your question the fills, yeah, pick a rudiment that's a kind of left-handed rudiment like the paradiddle-diddle, 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 yeah, or paradiddle crash, yeah, paradiddle crash. Do-do-do-do crash. Just a left-handed paradiddle. That's another one that's just come to me, Mark. Yeah, a left-handed paradiddle. Brilliant. Here we go. Pick that rudiment that stays that way. Yeah, pick the rudiment that stays on the hand that you want it to lead with, so that left or that right. Yeah, okay, and then you can start to gradually speed that up. Yeah, even just play it, you know, moving the left hand to the tom. Most people probably do a paradiddle-diddle, or I certainly use it, with a crash on count 1. Yeah, so it's kind of a nice fill. switch it round. Yeah, just think smartly. Think really smartly, yeah. Okay, and you will start to move forward, yeah. Even if you just use the simple exercise out of the weaker side book, you'll really start to feel the difference if you start doing much more with your left hand. That's the key to it, yeah. So playing open-handed, you know, pushing yourself, triplet, 16th, the shuffle, yeah. Looking at then how we're playing. So going to Tim's question, yeah, look at how you're playing. You're obviously using a pull-out, yeah. It's not needed in the thing that you're trying to play. So look at it. How do I get this to work? What is the technique that I need to use? Where do I need to dip into my tool bag and pull out the right tool for the job? Okay. Mark, you've got a load of stuff there. Okay. Sam, yeah, Sam, the jazz thing, yeah. Just filling in the sort of comping with the left hand underneath in doubles, little grace notes, putting that into an 8th note groove, okay. And keep building, moving things around the kit, yeah. Let's keep building it up. Next week, if we can get the multiple cameras working, we might do a foot one next week. Yeah, okay. I've just got to get some testing and get these multiple cameras working so I can switch to a foot cam. If we can do that, we'll do a foot technique. Okay. It's something that you've been asking for because it's something that I play quite a lot. Is this? Yeah. It's not all the time. I don't play it in jazz gigs and things, yeah, or a big band gig. But something that I do in masterclasses and clinics and things, and a lot of exercises that I do with my students is kind of these kind of fills, yeah. Which I think Mark asked about a few weeks ago, which is like the gospel chop thing, hand and foot combination things, yeah. And I was asked quite a bit after it about my foot technique that I'm using because of how that sounds, yeah. It's 1 foot. I have got a double on here, yeah, but it's 1 foot. This, okay. Okay, lovely. Little stick drop there, lovely. Yeah, one of those. Okay, love it when that happens. Okay, so yeah, we might do a little foot one. Yeah, so I can show you the techniques that I'm using. Yeah, or the 3 techniques that I kind of teach. Yeah, which is the heel drop, the skip or slide, and then the heel toe. Okay, so if we can get the foot cam working, if we can get the 3 multiple cameras working, which I'll do at some point this week. Got crazy week this week. I will see, what I can do there, and we'll get that moving. Keep checking the Facebook page for it, and the mail will come out next Monday morning as normal, just 1 mail a week, just to tell you what's going on. Keep supporting it, keep spreading the word for me. If you know anybody that might want to donate to keeping this thing going, as I said at the beginning, yeah, okay, then, please feel free to pass their details on, yeah. Fantastic, guys. Thanks very much for watching again, and I will see you next week.